Welcome. Today we are unpacking a single, super simple rule that basically governs two completely different financial paths. One is the slow, steady climb to building wealth, and the other, the incredibly fast slide into debt. It's a force that is working on your money right now as we speak, and we're about to show you exactly how to see it.
There's this invisible force at work in your financial life at all times, and it's completely silent.
Yeah, it doesn't ask for permission, it never warns you that it's coming, it just happens.
And that force, it's compound interest. All that means is that every dollar you have, and importantly, every dollar you owe, is constantly in motion, with its own growth multiplying on itself over and over again.
So the big question, the one we really need to ask ourselves is this. Is that motion working for you, or is it working against you? Today we're going to shine a light on that.
And the tool we're going to use to see this invisible force is called the Rule of 72. I want you to think of it like a flashlight that lets you peer decades into your own financial future.
So, what is this thing? Well, the Rule of 72 is basically a quick mental shortcut. It helps you estimate how many years it's going to take for your money to double at a certain interest rate. And the math couldn't be easier. You just take the number 72 and divide it by the annual interest rate. That's it.
So, how do you actually use it? It's a simple three-step process. First, find your annual interest rate. This could be on a savings account or, a credit card. Second, you divide 72 by that number. And third, the answer you get, that's roughly how many years it will take for that chunk of money to double. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful.
All right, let's start with the fun part. Let's look at the bright side of this rule, how it can literally be an engine for building your wealth over time.
Let's see this in action. Imagine you get $1,000 as a graduation gift. You're smart, so you invest it in an account that has a 6% annual return. We use the rule, 72 divided by 6, that gives us 12. That means in just 12 years, your money doubles to $2,000. And then, get this, if you just leave it alone, 12 years after that, it doubles again to $4,000. You did absolutely nothing but let time and compounding do all the heavy lifting.
And this really shows you something important. Building wealth isn't usually about some secret trick or a lucky break. It's about positioning your money so that the mathematical certainty of compounding is working in your favor. It's a game of patience, not of speed.
But every coin has two sides. This exact same relentless mathematical force can work against you with terrifying speed. So now let's look at the dark side of compounding, debt.
Let's take that same $1,000, but this time, it's a balance on a credit card with an 18% interest rate. Okay, let's do the math. 72 divided by 18 equals 4. In just 4 years, that debt doubles to $2,000. Wait 8 years, it's $4,000. Just think about how much faster that is than our savings example.
And this right here, this is the crucial point. Let's put them side by side. Look at that difference. Your savings at 6% take a full 12 years to double, but that credit card debt at 18%, it doubles in just 4 years. That's 3 times faster. This is the race you're in, whether you realize it or not. And if you think that sounds bad, well, this is where it gets really scary. That 4-year timeline we just calculated for your debt to double, it's actually optimistic. The reality is usually worse. So why? How could it possibly be worse? Well, it's because the Rule of 72 only looks at the interest rate. It doesn't factor in stuff like late fees or penalties. See, when you get hit with a fee, that money gets added right to your principal balance. That's the original amount you owe. And then, the interest starts compounding on that new, higher total. It creates this vicious feedback loop that makes your debt balloon even faster than the rule says it will.
So, you've now seen both sides of the coin. The slow, patient path to growing wealth and the rapid, downward spiral of debt. They're both powered by the exact same principle. The only difference is the direction. And that direction, well, that's a choice.
So here's how you take control. First, start saving early. As we saw, time is your absolute greatest ally. Second, do everything you can to avoid high-interest debt. If you already have it, pay more than the minimum payment. That is how you fight back against the balance itself. And finally, learn to use credit as a tool, not a crutch. Only charge what you know for a fact you can pay off in full. Look, the Rule of 72 isn't just a math trick. It's a lens. It lets you see the future consequences of the choices you make today. Every loan, every investment, every credit card balance, they all come with an interest rate that tells a story about doubling. So the next time you see a percentage, ask yourself one simple question. Is this going to multiply my future or is it going to multiply my burden?
The choice is yours.